Hello and welcome to Malaga, Spain, for the first press conference of the biggest event of the year, the Basketball Champions League. For the first part, and in the second part we'll have the captains of the four contenders for the trophy. In the first part, of course, we have with us the coaches. Let us start by presenting them. On the far left, we have Jerusalem. Right next to him, we have Tsus Vidoreta, the Lenovo Tenerife. On the other side of the trophy, we have Tuomas Isalo, head coach of Telecom Baskets Bonn. Side of your screens, we have Ibon Navarro, head coach of Unicaja. Gentlemen, thank you very much for coming. We will start with the official part in English, and then we'll have a very small part at the end where we can take a couple of questions in Spanish. Mr. Djikic, let me start with you. You said a couple of weeks ago during the quarterfinals that you don't think your team is a team that can play at 50-60% and win games. You said that you feel your team needs to play 80% and better. Do you think this is the case in this Final Four against the defending champions in the semifinal?
Well, obviously, if I said it in the quarterfinals, it stands in Final Four for sure. We are not talent-wise where we should be, but we ended up here. So I guess we played some teams with more talent, but they didn't beat us. Says a little bit about us, I guess.
Thank you, Mr. Djikic. Mr. Vidoreta, you are obviously the defending champions here. Everyone is looking at you as the team to beat. Last year's experience for you personally and for the team.
Cologne was a big team. They made a great season, but Jerusalem is even better. Hapoel is even better this year with only 2 losses in the last 4 months, winning the cup in Israel. Then the opponent is totally different. Then for sure the next game, the semifinal of this Final Four will be totally different. But for us, we are in the same way, with the same focus, and with the same commitment to compete.
Thank you. On the other side of the trophy, Mr. Isalo, many refer to your team as the Cinderella of this tournament. You had an amazing winning run to get here. How do you think you've called your team mentality monsters? Do you think this mentality will be of help as you go into battle against the tournament hosts tomorrow?
I not only think it's going to help, it's going to be a necessity against the team of Malaga's quality, who I personally think is the biggest favorite going into this Final Four with the home court advantage and very strong performance overall this season in several competitions and a very deep roster. But obviously we have also had a very good season so far in all of the leagues that we played at, and we have built what I would call a collective confidence that comes through the daily work, and it's something that hopefully will carry us also in the Final Four.
Thank you. Mr. Navarro, all eyes are on you as the host of the tournament. Mr. Isalo just called you the favorites in this case. Do you think that this puts a special kind of pressure on your team and your players for tomorrow and for possibly on Sunday?
Okay, we accept that everybody said that we are the favorites because we play at home, and our performance at home with our people, our fans, they provided us a lot of energy, and I think that's the main reason everybody expect that we can win. But as you said, starting from Bonn, everybody, they say they are the Cinderella of the competition, but they are the Cinderella just in terms of, let's say, budget, because the quality of their basketball is one of the top of the competition. So we respect that a lot, and we have to go day by day and game by game.
Thank you. We'll now take some questions from the room. First in English, please. The gentleman there on the other side of the corridor.
Hi, Igor Churkovic with the official website. Coach Djikic, you guys won the Israeli State Cup. You think that kind of experience is helpful when you're playing, again, a cup competition, basically, with 2 games away from the trophy next to you?
Well, it's not like we can do any kind of comparison between those 2 events, games, call it as you like. I mean, listen, guys, it's kind of obvious. Tenerife, Unicaja, EuroLeague teams. Quality-wise, coaching-wise, experience-wise, logistics-wise. Come on. That's like, everybody in this room knows that, okay? I'm a little bit loner. I watch a little bit basketball from time to time. It happened that I watched the final of the Spanish Cup. And then I watched the final of some other European competition. I'm not a good coach, but I'm in this for 32 years. So I think I can compare a little bit that game from that other competition with the game between those 2 gentlemen in the finals of Spanish Cup. I like their game a little bit better. Okay? Let me tell you something about Tenerife. Everybody knows it. So they're doing everything right. Choose you there 5 years. Am I right? And it's not for no reason. 7, 8 guys playing 3, 4 years for him. Not for no reason. You cannot put it on a paper and evaluate that kind of quality. Okay? Vision, quality, loyalty, quality of selection, support, commitment from the club to players, players to club, and plus the coach. So we will have a kind of tough job, huh? And that's it. I mean, I cannot get into my locker room telling them, hey, do not fight, because they play for the same coach this so many years, they have so much experience, they have quality. What's the weak link of that team? Please, somebody help me. So, yeah, we will go out trying to win, obviously. Are they better? Yes, they are. Are we underdogs? Yes, we are. Okay? Do I believe we belong here? Yes, I do. I'm not sure that I gave you the right answer. Yes.
Thank you, Coach. More questions in English? The gentleman at the back.
After all the compliments you received from your head coach rival, what are the things you fear most of your rival?
The words he did that I understand, because I know Alexander many years ago, and I understand what he means, okay? But they are here because they are a really good team. They are a team with the focus of the coach, okay? They play very well basketball, and this combination between Alexander and their players is what we need to take care, okay? Because they know how to play against every opponent, and for sure they will know how to play against us.
Thank you, Coach. More questions in English? No, in that case, we can take 2 questions in Spanish. Yes.
Hola, buenas tardes en español, por favor. Ivonne, me gustaría preguntarte cómo llega el equipo a esta cita y cuáles son las expectativas tuyas particularmente del equipo. Gracias.
So the question is, how is the team arriving at this game, and what are the expectations ahead of tomorrow's semifinal?
Spanish. Bueno, creo que llegamos bien. Hemos podido recuperar a 2 jugadores muy importantes para nosotros que habían estado fuera del equipo, como son Alberto y Darío. Y seguro que no van a estar todo lo bien que a ellos les gustaría, pero creo que van a estar a un nivel suficiente como para ayudar mucho al equipo. Y bueno, las expectativas son jugar mañana. Creo que haríamos muy mal pensando en el domingo. Creo que mañana tenemos un partido realmente difícil, mucho más difícil de lo que muchos pensáis. Creo que también porque no es vuestro trabajo ver 23 partidos del Bonn, es el nuestro, pero es un equipo que juega realmente bien, han creado una cultura ganadora muy importante, creo que es un equipo que no descansa nunca, da igual cómo vaya el marcador, y creo que es un partido súper difícil para cualquier equipo, pero para nosotros, bueno, es un reto jugar contra ellos y competir y bueno, intentar tener nuestras opciones de ganar. Es un reto de verdad, porque no es simplemente porque juguemos en el Carpena vamos a ganar. Creo que eso sería una torpeza pensarlo. Bueno, yo creo que ya te he definido las dos características más importantes. Un equipo que no descansa en el campo y un equipo que ha generado y ha creado una cultura ganadora que le hace tener el récord que tiene en este año. Ha perdido 5 partidos. Yo creo que no es... En las grandes ligas europeas, sobre todo de equipos que además juegan competición europea, no hay estos registros. Y no es casualidad. Y no habla en absoluto mal de la competición alemana ni de la BCL. Habla muy bien de ellos, ¿no? Entonces, bueno, creo que es un equipo más allá de lo que todo el mundo habla de TJ Shotts. TJ Shotts seguramente, como muchos de sus compañeros dicen, puede que sea el MVP de la competición, pero es mucho más que TJ Shotts.
So Coach Navarro said that his team is at a good point. They've recovered some players that were facing some injury problems, like Alberto Diaz, but they're facing a very, very tough game tomorrow against the team that has created a winning culture. It's not by coincidence that they've only lost 5 games all year. And he said repeated times that they never relax on the court, they keep playing, and it would be a mistake to consider that just because Unicaja is playing at home, they're the favorites in tomorrow's game. And he also highlighted the fact that everybody's talking about TJ Shorts, but Bonn is much more than TJ Shorts, and it's a great team to play against in the semifinal. One more question in Spanish. Yes, the gentleman there in the white shirt.
Le quería preguntar a Tomás, en español, si me puedes traducir. Tomás, ¿qué tal? Buenas tardes. Te pregunto si ves al Unicaja muy parecido en cuanto a juego a vuestro equipo. Es algo que se está hablando mucho en los últimos días aquí en Málaga.
¿Muy parecido a quién?
Al Unicaja. El juego del Bonn, si se parece al del Unicaja.
Gracias. So the question for you is if you think that the way Unicaja plays under Coach Navarro is a bit similar to the way you play with your style with Bonn.
Yes, I think there are similarities in the level of activity and the work ethic of the teams, and also that, like Coach mentioned, we are also a strong collective, just like Unicaja is, with a roster that's 12 deep, that's unparalleled in this competition with the quality and depth and very good coaching. So in that regard, I see parallels between the two teams, and also that both teams have several different, we can call them options on offense, that they can go to against different type of opponents or different type of defensive choices. But most of all, both teams are defensively extremely solid and play with a high pace. In Unicaja's case, they are the best transition team in the whole ACB, according to Synergy, and a very, very dangerous opponent in this because they generate a lot of offense through defense, just like we have done during our best games. So yes, I see some parallels there.
Bueno, sí que ve muchas similitudes entre los dos equipos. Dice que sobre todo en el nivel de actitud en el campo y el nivel de actividad que muestran los jugadores. Y luego ha hablado también de cómo el Unicaja puede correr el campo abierto, creando ofensas desde su nivel defensivo muy alto. Y luego ha destacado otra similitud, que los dos equipos tienen plantillas de 12 jugadores, por lo cual tienen diferentes opciones según el rival y pueden tener diferentes jugadores en cada juego que toman un poco las riendas del partido. So this concludes the first part of the press conference with the coaches. We will have a couple of photos with the coaches and the trophy, and we will return very briefly in a few minutes for the second part with the captains. Thank you very much. So, gentlemen, if I can ask you to stay just 1 minute, the photographers can come up to take the photo with the trophy. If we're going to first. the coaches of the 4 teams that will take part in the big event. Starting from the left side of your screen, we have with us Hapoel Bankia Half Jerusalem captain Itai Segev. Thank you very much. Thank you for coming. Right next to him is Marcelinho Huertas, the captain of Lenovo Tenerife. Thank you, Marcelinho. On the other side of the trophy, we have with us Karsten Tada, the captain of Telecom Baskets Bonn. Thank you, Karsten, for coming. And last but not least, on the right side of your screens, we have with us Alberto Diaz, the Unicaja captain. Gentlemen, thank you very much for coming, to all of you. Let me start first with a question for Itai. Your team is considered something of a defensive stopper from everybody in the BCL. You allow only 100 points per 100 possessions, which is the league best. Do you think the key to stop the reigning champions in tomorrow's semi-final will be to rely on your excellent defense and your defensive mentality, so to speak?
I think the key for us in every game is the defense, but especially against Tenerife. This is the reigning champions, better team than us, like Coach said, but we've beaten this year better team than us, and we're going to try to do it again.
Thank you, Ty. Marcelinho, you are not only a defending champion, you're also the reigning Final Four MVP on a personal level. You've been many times in this kind of events, and people assume that you have your team and you have the edge over your rival tomorrow. Do you think this might be a little bit of a double-edged sword for you guys, maybe a bit of complacency there?
Well, we have to use our experience in order to be able to prepare well the game, and respect them to the fullest. I think they had a tremendous season. Like you said, they're a very good defensive team with good intimidators close to the rim, aggressive on the ball. And for us, we just have to focus on the game plan and being mentally focused from the beginning. Being here, like you mentioned, quite a few times in different competitions gives us maybe a little more experience, but we have to be smart enough to use that on the court tomorrow. So hopefully we can be not only with that, but also with the same level of energy, and also, be able to defend a team that's very talented, especially creating with their small players on the outside.
Thank you. Karsten, your team was put together this summer. Essentially, a lot of guys are in the first season with this team. You're one of the guys that has experience of this type of tournaments. You've played the German Cup 3 times, if I'm not mistaken. You've won it 3 times with Bamberg. So, if the guys that have a little bit less of experience in this sort of events, if they come up to you today, tomorrow, and they ask you, what should they look out for? What is your advice?
I think that nobody got to do something special tomorrow. We just got to follow the game plan that coach gives us. We got to do the things what we did the whole season. Play with our identity, play with our heart, and put all effort on the court.
Thank you very much. Alberto, Unicaja is the leads all teams in scoring in the BCL. You score 116.3 points per 100 possessions, but Bonn is scoring 116 points per 100 possessions. So they're very, very close to you. Very similar team, as your coach said before. A lot of similarities, kind of the same mentality. You want to push the pace. You have a lot of players on the roster. What do you think will give you the edge tomorrow, apart from the fact that you play at home?
It's really tough because what you say is we are a similar team. We have 12 players that they can give everything for the team. They think, or they try to do everything for their team. So we try to make a little tricks, the difference, or change a little thing or adjust it for try to beat them in this similarity that we have. So will be a battle, a long game, and we try to do. And we know that the game will decide in the last minute.
Thank you very much. We'll take questions from the room now. First in English, please. And then, let me start with the gentleman there, because the microphone is there, and I'll come back to you.
With the official website once again. This one is for Marcelinho and Alberto. So Real and Barcelona are at the Final Four of EuroLeague. Gran Canaria won the Euro Cup. you two are over here. Is there a simple way to explain the Spanish dominance, the dominance of Spanish clubs? How has this happened?
I'll let the Spanish guy speak for them.
No, we are proud. We are proud for this result because it means that the league worked well, the teams worked well, and play in this league, with high level, Europe level means a lot. And stay here is really tough, really difficult. We show that we have enough level for stay here, and we deserve stay here. It's really nice to see the Spanish team play for everything in each competition, and like a Spanish guy, it's really fun to see that.
Thank you. Marcelinho?
Well, like Alberto said, I think here in Spain, a lot of clubs take stuff very seriously, and like Coach Djikic was saying, a lot of teams try to build something, in a mid-long term and keep guys in the same team for a long time. And this is very important in order to achieve something, It's not for nothing that Madrid and Barcelona, okay, they have high budgets, but you see those teams get into the Final Four year after year, and you see like Spanish teams like Gran Canaria or Badalona or even Andorra when they got to the semifinals last year. They are able to keep the core for many years and bring important pieces to add to that identity. And this is what I think here in Spain a lot of teams value, and those teams are able to reach something important, not only in domestic leagues, but also in European competitions and national team. You can see this, even with like a change of players coming in and out, they're always able to keep like the Rudies, players like this, they're able to make people stick together and transmit something that, they created and they earned throughout their careers, not only in national team, but also in clubs.
Thank you. We'll go now to the gentleman with the white shirt.
Good afternoon, everybody. Cesare Minanti from Euroops. I have a question for Alberto Diaz. As Coach Navarro said, Telecom Basketball is much more than TJ Shorts, but we all know how good offensively TJ Short is. So seeing how good you are on defense and how good your team is on defense, what do you think you guys will have to do mainly to contain him? Thanks. I know it's a tough question.
First of all, I can tell you because I can say our tricks, the tactic that we do, but it's true. It's a great team. We watch a lot of videos. It's unbelievable. Like they move the ball, not only the short. And I think that the key is play 40-minute defense, be solid, and not thinking to the short, thinking that each one of them can kill us and play together and stay focused in that. No.
Hello, everyone. Moshe Barra from One Israel. I have a question for Marcelinho. It seems that in the last week you dropped a game of 43-8. So my question to you is, have you found that fountain of youth that J.C. Carroll drank for? And if so, can you share the secret with us, please?
Well, there's, no secret. I think a lot of people ask me that, I think it starts with the passion I have for this sport. What drives me every morning when I wake up, wanting to go to practice and just keep improving, keep learning, It doesn't matter how old you are, you can always learn a new thing the next morning. So for me, obviously, being healthy and not having important injuries throughout my career and keeping my mind always, try to fresh, also helps a lot. I've changed also my lifestyle quite a few years ago as far as, the nutrition and mindfulness, all little stuff that you can improve outside of the court that can also, give you a little extra. And but in the end, there's no secret. You got to take care of yourself. You got to love what you do, and stay humble, and every day when you step on the court, just think of, competing to the highest level. I mean, I'm just lucky to be out here still at age 40 and, being able to be alongside these guys and fight for trophies. I'm just blessed and couldn't be happier.
Thank you. The gentleman at the back.
Hi, just a straightforward question to the four of you. Who is going to win and why?
We can start with Itai. Who's going to win and why?
We're going to win because we're going to score more than the other team every game.
Marcelino?
Obviously we gotta, first of all, respect all teams. But I mean, everyone that's here is gonna say their team is gonna win. If not, there's no point of being here. Hopefully we can win because I mean we're gonna play as hard as other teams do, but we're gonna try to play smarter than them. So hopefully we can use that as an advantage as well.
Thank you, Karsten.
I mean, we're going to win because we do what brought us here, play hard, play with focus, and outcompete the other team.
Because I think that we create a little family in our team. All of us want to win for the other, for the teammate. I think that we can give this to the fans, that they suffer a lot these years ago. So I think that we can win for us and for them.
Thank you. Are there any more questions in English? If no more questions in English, we can have one question in Spanish. No takers in Spanish. Oh, sorry, one question. The gentleman over there in the white shirt.
¿Qué tal, Alberto? Buenas tardes. Bueno, el equipo ya está curtido en este tipo de eventos. Creo que además la Copa le pudo venir muy bien, ¿no?, para afrontar estas horas previas. ¿Qué sensación se tiene a 24 horas? ¿Nervios? ¿Tranquilidad?
Sorry, the question is, how's the team feeling at 24, with a little bit more over 24 hours remaining to the first game?
Bueno, las sensaciones son buenas. Es evidente que una vez ya entra en el hotel, ya concentrado, empiezan esos nervios de competición, pero son nervios sanos y creo que el equipo está preparado y con muchas ganas de que empiece esto.
And the answer is that there's a good atmosphere. The team just arrived at the hotel and everyone is feeling prepared for this to get underway. One more question in Spanish, final one.
Para Marce, buenas tardes, Marce. No sé si son conscientes que Hapoel con su defensa, sobre todo a los manejadores de balón, puede ponerles en muchos aprietos como ha ocurrido con otros equipos. ¿Son conscientes de ello?
Bueno, estamos acostumbrados a vivir bajo este tipo de presión y bueno, tenemos respuestas para ello. Así que prepararse lo mejor que podamos para no caer en la trampa y si no, pues bueno, tener soluciones en cada momento del partido, pues en el caso de que apriete mucho todo el campo, lo que sea, pero eso son cuestiones tácticas que nosotros sabemos y no debemos decirlas.
So the question was about Hapoel's defense, and Marcelino replied that they're kind of used to this type of pressure, defensive pressure, and they have the ways of, he hopes they have the ways of dealing with it, but this is kind of technical questions that it's not the time now to enter. So thank you very much for coming, gentlemen. We will have a few photos with all of you in the trophy. This concludes the second part of the pre-event press conference. Thank you very much for watching on YouTube, and we'll be back tomorrow with the semifinals. Thank you. So.